Oiling your hair can seem like a very simple routine, but if done incorrectly, can cause so much damage to your hair that most people don't know about. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of those mistakes you're probably making and how to correctly oil your hair. The first thing I'm going to talk about is oiling a dry scalp. Always make sure that your hair is moisturized first, or you go in with a liquid based product before putting any form of oil or sealant on your hair, because oil is a sealant. And if you're just oiling your dry scalp, you're basically sealing dryness to your hair. So always make sure you're using a liquid based product, or if you don't even have a liquid based product, there's water. You can always put water on your hair after washing your hair. Go in with your oils, or if you have a conditioner, I can always go in with the conditioner. Like you can see, first that I'm done washing my hair, I'm going in with the conditioner, then I'm going in with my cream and my oils. Always make sure that you do not oil your dry scalp. If your hair is feeling dry, oils are not moisturizing. They do not moisturize your hair, guys. Always go in with a moisture routine first. And I also love using my herbal oil on my scalp. It really helps in straightening my hair and also promoting hair growth, and it's also a sealant, so it's sealing in that moisture. Especially if you have high porosity hair, you want to always seal in that moisture, because your hair tends to absorb moisture but also lose that moisture quickly. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is making sure that your hair is detangled before going in with any form of oil on your hair. The reason is that your hair is prone to breakage or dryness, so going in with the oil first off on your hair can cause a lot of dryness to your hair. So always make sure that your hair is detangled to prevent any form of tangles, knots, or any form of single strand knot, to prevent all of that. I always like to go in with finger detangling first off, then go in with my oil. Then after putting my oil on my hair and on my scalp, because I always like to massage my oil into my scalp, I make sure to go in with a wide tooth comb, just to detangle my hair and get any form of knots that are left off. Like I mentioned before, I finger detangled first off. I always finger detangle first to remove those initial knots that my comb can cause a lot of tension on. And when going in, after using my wide tooth comb, you always use a wide tooth comb after detangling, and my comb can run through my hair smoothly. I always put my hair back in a section. This is just to help your oil to stay, like you're sealing in that moisture, for it to stay longer. When I put my sections, I notice that the oil and my hair stay moisturized for a longer period. That's another mistake you're probably making. Always make sure that your hair is detangled first off before going in with any form of oil, to prevent damage to your hair, like your hair breaking off or your hair drying out. The next mistake you're making is using the wrong type of oil for your hair porosity. Like I've mentioned in my old videos, knowing your hair porosity is very important in picking products that work best for your type of hair. For instance, I have a high hair porosity, so the type of oils that I need are like heavy oils that can hold my strands better. But if you have a low porosity hair, I suggest using lightweight oils, because you don't want to put oils that will weigh down on your hair shaft, because your hair doesn't absorb moisture fast. And if you just put any heavy or thick oils on your hair, they're just going to lay on your strands and can cause a lot of build-ups and eventually can clog up your pores. So knowing what particular oil to use for your hair porosity is very, very important. Like if you're using heavy oils for your low porosity hair, you're eventually damaging your hair. For the long run, you're not going to see a lot of growth, and that oil will work against your hair. So knowing your hair porosity is very, very important for picking the particular oil and product in general for you to use for your hair. The next mistake you're probably making is you're using way too much oil on your hair. It's very easy for you to overuse oils on your hair, and this can cause a lot of damage by clogging up your pores, which can limit your hair growth. So it's very important to track the amount of oil you use on your hair, and one way I do this is doing my hair in sections. This way I can be able to tell what particular amount I've used on that particular section and not putting so much more on that section. So I try to spread the oil for for that section to make sure it goes round, and I target mainly my problems, like for instance my edges. I target my edges and I target the problems like the back of my hair to make sure that I do not put too much oil on my hair. And I also go in with creams to be able to reduce the amount of oil that I use on my hair. That is one way I've been able to track the amount of oil I use, and also using an applicator bottle has helped in tracking the amount of oil I use on my hair, because I can tell the amount that I'm putting on my palm and going directly to my hair. So that is one mistake that you need to avoid. Using way too much product, using way too much oil on your hair is one thing I would say that you're probably doing that is causing a lot of damage to your hair. The next thing is not warming up your oil. This is one thing that I do not do regularly, but since I've started doing it on my hair, I've seen so much changes. This helps the product to penetrate your hair shaft better, especially if you're using herbal oil. It makes you to get the most out of that particular product, and it also helps to promote hair growth. Like I mentioned, I use herbal oil which contains a lot of herbs that help to strengthen my hair. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is not massaging your scalp. Guys, if you're not massaging your scalp, what are you doing? You're missing so much benefit you can get. This helps to stimulate the blood flow on your scalp, which eventually helps in promoting faster hair growth. So I like to use my herbal oil when doing this process, because you need to get the most out of that particular oil. And also, prior to this, I always made sure to heat up my oil, like to warm it up in a bowl of in a bowl of hot water to get the most out of that product. Then going in with your scalp massager is very, very important. Like I mentioned, it helps to stimulate the blood flow, which eventually leads to faster hair growth. You can do this process like for each section, you can do like 2 to 3 minutes. Just make sure that you do this regularly, because it has so much benefits, and this is one way to get the most out of your herbal oil. So these are all the oily mistakes I'm going to mention in this video. Let me know in the comment section if you've been making some of these mistakes, because I know I have done most of them in the past, but we're all here to learn and grow from this. So let me know in the comment section if you're going to be trying out some of these things I mentioned and how it worked out for you. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, because I do a lot of hair videos, and if you love that, don't forget to subscribe, like. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section. I always answer my questions, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.